Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Chatting with Michelle and Maria. I'm Maria and this is Michelle.
Hi.
And we're here on Michelle's beautiful balcony, just having one of our regular chats. And what are you looking at?
You're looking a little bit like Nana Mouskouri today.
Oh my God. Nana Mouskouri. It's
Maybe.
not... Nana Mouskouri. Okay, so if everybody out there doesn't know who Nana Mouskouri is, she is a famous Greek singer. She's an amazing lady, and for some reason I remind Michelle of Nana Mouskouri today.
I should have one of those album covers to show people.
Oh my God, no way. So anyway, just carrying on from where we were talking before. Why do, how hard is it for us women to ask for help when we need help? And I don't mean in just help like in business or anything. I mean in just our everyday life. I mean, what is it about us as women that we feel that we need to do everything and that we're able to do everything? What do you think?
I think that sometimes, I think it's women in general, aren't we? We're mothers, we're wives, we're partners, we do all the housework, the shopping, the cleaning, and then we go, oh, now let's start a business. And then we just seem to do that as well. And sometimes you can fall into that trap of wanting to do everything. And sometimes it can be that you think, oh, well, I can't afford it, like say to get a cleaner in. But if you had a cleaner in, then perhaps you could spend more time in your business, which would be more productive, whether it's creating or time to serve more clients. And sometimes I think it's a money thing, and sometimes I think it's a bit of a way of avoiding and hiding, and because you're doing something that you know. So you pop the washing on and you get that sense of completion, and it's familiar, rather than, you might think, well, I'm going to write a blog post, or I'm going to whatever it is you're wanting to do. And I know that I'm particularly when you work from home.
Yeah, I was going to say,
because it's easy to just go, oh, I'll just pop the washing on, or I'll just put the dishwasher on, and you're chopping and changing, so you don't actually get as much done in your day. I know I'm guilty of that.
Oh my God, I think all of us would have felt that at one time or another, even in your own, in a business. If you're working in an office or you're working for somebody, I mean, how many times do you know that you have to do something but distract yourself by doing other things because they're easier or they're more familiar, they're not so difficult. And so we tend to put off the things that will get us further because we have to push through boundaries that we're not comfortable. It's the unknown, it's the what if it doesn't work.
Well, I think too it's doing everything. Like, you're going to do your marketing, you're going to do your posts, you're going to whatever it is, you try and do everything and try and be the master of everything, whereas it might be much more productive to get someone that's a specialist in doing the marketing or writing copy or whatever it is. Get someone else to do it, set up your website, and just spend time doing what you want to do, which is serving and helping more people.
I know, but you know what, Michelle, it's just so much easier to go, well, I'm going to learn how to do that, so get online, you buy a course or you get a book to read, and then you go, great, now I'm going to start that. And how many of us don't ever start it because we don't have the time? Or is it that we don't have the time, or is it because we have to actually put ourselves out there and learn something that's difficult? Look, I know with me, especially with some of the businesses that we do in China, there are processes that are really detailed, and it requires for me to sit down and to be able to go step by step and make sure I've done it right. And I could have probably finished this about 3 weeks ago. And I have that intention to sit down and to do it. And I sit down and I've set it all up, and then I start, and then I go, I'll just go and do that, because if I do that, then that's out of the way, and then I can come back and focus on this. And by the end of the day, I've done everything but what it was. And it's that one thing that if I had done it,
Yeah.
that would have given me the next result and the next result. But because I've stopped myself and distracted myself because I've done things that were easier, it's just a fun
And I think some people find it, like, I'm not a person that follows lists. You know, some people, they're lists and they have everything diarised and everything, their to-do lists and all of that. And I've got this weird thing where I want to sort of, I actually don't like structure, which can not be a good thing. So, yeah, but when you don't have some sort of structure, and I think, you know, the other thing is too, how you can get so distracted by, I'll just check this thing on Facebook, and then
Bloody
next minute,
Facebook.
like, there's 30 minutes gone, and, you know, it's just time wasting, isn't it? So I think I feel that I could benefit by being a little bit more, right, I'm going to allow this much time to do this particular job, because they say if you put a deadline in place, so you go, right, I've got 30 minutes to do this, and you sit down and you give yourself 30 minutes and you've done it.
Can I share what
You can tell a story about me.
I am not going to tell? No, I'm not. It's not about you.
Oh,
it's
good.
about, why? Should I tell one?
No,
Oh, okay.
not today.
Really?
No.
Maybe later.
Okay.
Okay. So here's what I worked out. And Michelle knows me really well. And Michelle's pretty much the same as me. We don't really like to do one thing. And that in itself can be enough of a block in someone's life to make them realize that they don't know what they want to do, or they're not sure what they want to do, because for some reason society has expectations that we should really pick one thing, focus on it and do it. Well, I know that that's not my personality and it's not my nature, and I fought against that for so many years, thinking that I had to just pick one thing, and then I was torn because I wanted to do this but I really wanted to do that, and it became so debilitating for me that I started to question everything about what it was that I really wanted. Was it what I really wanted? Because if I couldn't pick, maybe they weren't the right things.
And you love creating. You love that creative process.
Yeah.
So you're always having an idea.
Yeah.
And you've got so many abilities and talents that you could do any of those ideas, but you really love that, the beginning, the germination of the idea, and then you sort of run with it, but you do all of the planning and all of the creative part. And in some ways it's like by the time you nearly get to it to being actually born, you've actually had the whole experience and you've actually seen it to the end, had the result, and then you want to feel that creativity and that stimulation again.
And that's what happens to us. That's exactly what happens. What Michelle said is can be something that we experience, but we don't understand it. So, you know, you don't like doing one thing. You know,
No.
I know that what we do is in our businesses is all very complementary.
Yeah.
But there are elements to what you do, as there are elements to what I do. And I think for women that are experiencing the, what is it that I should be doing? You know, I need to pick one thing. Well, you don't need to pick one thing. You need to, so this is what worked for me, and this is what I found, because I do have that, I can easily distract myself because I like to do multiple things, and I have multiple things going. So Michelle's kind of right. You give yourself some time in the day, but what you do is make those periods shorter. So you might be having 2 or 3 projects that you're working on, and they might be all complementary. They might be, I guess, you know, some of them might be a bit different, but instead of giving yourself 40 minutes for each one or an hour, give yourself 20 minutes, because our concentration span, we can focus in a block of 20 minutes and then we look for something. If you notice what you do, you work quite solid, and then you'll get up, go and get a drink, make a cup of coffee, because it's just like you've completed that little block, so now I'm ready. So what if that was a possibility. That, you know, we just allowed ourselves 20-minute blocks. And so when the ringer, so you've got to put your timer on if you know how to use it, because it's taken me 5 years to work out how to use that timer thing on Apple phone. Stupid things, technology. Then you just move on to the next thing, because then your mind has to switch to something else and it becomes interesting.
Because you get your flow on, don't you?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yeah.
you get that flow. And I think, well, like you, I've sort of come to, well, for me, like, this may not be like if you're a woman in business, you've got a business coach and they might be telling you something totally different, so we're a little bit different.
This is just our...
This is just for us
Yeah.
and what works for us. And
Yeah.
for me, what I've realised now is all the things that I do, at the end of the day, there is an overarching thing, and that is that I want to help women be all they can be. And I do that in a number of different ways, and that's okay for me, you know. And I think that sometimes we just, it's all these boxes and structure and has to be a certain way, whereas for me, I just kind of follow the energy. And going a little bit against what we're kind of saying here, it's like sometimes you perhaps suppose you've said, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do this today, but then you get a thought about, oh, I might just pop over to Rabina and get whatever, and then the little voice goes, no, you said that you're going to sit down and you're going to get this done, you should be going to do that. But there's this little, it's like this little urge to go, and I've done that before, and then I've gone to Rabina, or I've gone somewhere and met up with someone and had either just a really great conversation and had a really great awareness and learnt something, or I've met someone that then wants to do business. So I think sometimes following that intuition and maybe going against your structure can sometimes, because sometimes things happen in strange ways sometimes, and not necessarily how you think. And I think you know when you're delaying, and you know when you're avoiding deep down. But sometimes if you just get a little push to do something else, then sometimes following that can be more creative, can create more in your life and for you by just following your own knowing, and it may be against what someone else has said. Does that make sense?
Oh my God, it makes perfect sense. Like, it's just follow what your energy, so yeah, if you get that spontaneous thing, I'm going to share a story, which is really quite hilarious, because it's like, okay, so I haven't been to the gym for the past month because I've been super busy, and my trainer is probably going to be watching this. So hi, Jeff. And he has been ringing me to sort of try and get me back into routine, but I have been working away, so it's been really hard for me coming home and trying to sort of, you know, fit that in when I've got other stuff. And so I've just said to Jeff, look, I'm not here. I just duck back and then I'm gone. So until I settle, which will be in about a couple of weeks, you know, I just won't. So I get up on Anzac Day and I thought, I'm going to go to the gym today because I have the time and I'm home and I really feel that I need to do that. And then something went, you don't want to go to the gym? And I thought, what? And I'm thinking, oh my God, I want to go, but I don't want to go. What's that about? So I kind of muscle tested myself, you know, and for, you know,
You might want to explain what muscle testing is, because not everybody might know.
Okay, so muscle
Just in
testing,
case they don't know.
So muscle testing is just a form of, and you can do it in all different ways, and you just ask a question and your body will react in a certain way. We maybe should do a session on that one time.
How to do muscle testing. All right.
Yeah, because I think that's really awesome.
If you want to see a demo of how to do muscle testing, or how Maria and I do it, then pop it, I don't know, wherever you do it there.
Yeah, on the bottom.
If you're interested, and we'll do one.
Yeah, if you think that that's something you want to know, because it's amazing. So anyway, so I did this muscle testing, and I sort of said, okay, should I
no, don't go.
Yeah, so should I go to the gym? And it went no. And I'm like, really? Like, how stupid's that? Because you know, it's healthy, you're going to feel good, it's good for the brain, it gets everything going. I thought, nah, that's not good, I'm going. So I got in my gym gear and I got in my car and I drove to the gym, and all excited to go to the gym. And when I got to the gym, my trainer's car was sitting right outside the gym, and he never goes to the gym on public holidays to work. And
Sprung.
and I thought, I can't go in because I've just told him, otherwise I could have trained with him. So I just drove all the way home. And had I listened to what I was feeling, really,
Your awareness. Your awareness was saying, don't go.
Don't go.
It was looking after you.
It was for what, and it didn't make any sense because to the logical mind, gym and health is really important and it's really good and you should do it. But there was something that was beyond my understanding and beyond what what I needed to know. And when I got there, I found out why my body was going no. And I thought that's a really good lesson because generally I honour what I feel and I'll go, okay, this isn't right, I'm not doing that. And I guess that's a little bit like following your sort of your awareness or your intuition or energy or whatever you want to call it with what you do for the day. You know, I know for myself by structuring little pockets, then I've allowed myself that I've completed something. But like Michelle said, if I suddenly get this thing that I need to be doing that, I've now learned that that's what I do. And there's always something good that comes out of it.
I think so.
And it's just the...
Well, that's how I live my life now. I just follow whatever's, it's a very free-flowing way to live, but that's what I do. And you know what? The sun's coming up and up, and if it keeps getting any higher, I don't think anyone's going to be able to see us anymore.
Oh my God, move over.
And do you know how long we've been talking?
How long?
A very long time.
Oh, okay, move over. And then
People might be like ready to go and finish something else on their Sunday afternoon.
Oh, you're going in the shadows. Move over, move over.
Keep going.
Okay. So anyway, Michelle's right. We've chatted for a long time. See what happens? Like this is nothing. We can talk like this forever, hey?
Yeah, we'll be here 2 hours later, maybe.
Oh God. So anyway, that's our little chat, and I'm not really quite sure what are our takeaway points in a nutshell, because we've just gone on and on and on.
Oh, we have. So it's okay to do more than one thing.
Yep.
It may help to have a little bit of structure. Delegate what you're not good at perhaps to someone else, or if it's a work thing, give it to someone else that's better at it than you are, and then you can spend the time doing what you're best at in your business, and
follow whatever feels right.
Yeah.
Don't ignore it, just go with it, because who knows what opportunity or what will come of it. It doesn't matter what the logical mind says. Start to trust what you feel, because your body will never ever lie.
Yeah, trust your own knowing, and it may go against those around you.
Yeah.
But you know what's right for you.
Yeah, and that's us this week, and thank you for tuning in. It's been a little bit of a long time, so hopefully you've watched to the end, and until next time, it's bye from Maria and bye from Michelle. Bye.